Okay, guys. It's always a little slow until you guys actually get into the video, well, the live. So, funnily enough, I have loads of things to say. Okay, so I just want to begin by saying like and subscribe. Obviously, all the usual things I say. If this is your first time on my channel, then be sure to like and subscribe, and you'll get daily notifications about things that bother me about the game, just normal information about the team, all of that stuff. So hi to everyone that has already joined. I hope that everyone got over this weekend, and I hope that we're all ready to start fresh and we've all put it behind us. I, for one, have completely put it out of my mind, but I did start to get a little bit more nervous today, purely because we're not in the Champions League this year either. So that brings us to the third time that we're playing in the Europa League, which effectively is really, really annoying. It sucks for it to happen again. And I guess this feeling is just it's kind of weird because it makes me feel like we have to do everything in our power to make the top four this year. So it obviously really just bugs me that again we're playing the Europa League instead of the Champions League, just purely because I think that we are ready for it, and I think that we just let loads of things get to us. I honestly have no words for it. So loads of you are complaining about why we didn't turn up in the second half against Watford, all of that stuff. I just think that the team essentially had its own ups and downs a lot this season. Just, I think they didn't really play to their strengths. I think they let their weaknesses and maybe some insecurities actually get a hold of them a little bit more. But I am hoping that next year we are back to where we belong, in the most elite competition in Europe, in the Champions League. We can do it, and we definitely have to do it. So definitely we just have to make sure that we continue with our fan base and we're continuing supporting the team. So in terms of Emery, there is loads and loads and loads of contradictory statements that I'm getting almost daily in my messages, on the live videos. Loads of people are either saying he's good, and most of you are saying he's horrible. I definitely agree. There are some aspects that I personally would change as well. Even now, you guys are going crazy over Emery being a really crappy coach. So I just personally, if you think about it from two ways, I think we do need to show some trust in Emery, who is establishing his own team the way that he does want them to play. So let's just hope that he does essentially pull it out of the game, pull it out of the bag, and we do essentially get better. We need it purely for our team and for the fans that are so loyal, myself included. I just want to say to everyone who's just joined, like and comment, subscribe, all of that stuff. You will find the links in the little description box down below after the video has ended, so feel free to also go into my YouTube channel, and I will interact with as much of you as I possibly can. So with all of that being said, I do want to know if any of you are going to go watch the games in the Champions League tonight or tomorrow night, or if you're just going to be like me and essentially just completely ignore them and just put them out of your mind completely. So essentially just means for me, if the team's not playing, there is no Champions League for me, so I don't see the point in actually watching any of the games. Call me selfish, call me crazy, whatever you'd like. Now, you guys already know that I love to talk when I do these live videos, so I have loads of topics that I usually talk about. So all of you guys that are new, this is just standard live video from me, and you will be seeing a lot more of this if you do like and subscribe, which I hope you do. So, back to the team. I did see an opinion on Twitter that I thought was quite interesting. So I do see loads quite often, but this one particularly caught my eye. It mentioned that there were 20 passes in the build-up to Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang's second goal for Arsenal against Watford, which is the longest passing sequence leading to a goal in the 2019 to the 2020 Premier League campaign so far. So according to this opinion, it's because of players like Xhaka and Ozil, who are not only midfielders at Arsenal to play forward passes. Now, personally, when analysing this whole opinion, I found it quite interesting because most of the Arsenal fans are scapegoating these two exact players for any bad performances that there are. And I've seen it as quite a common theme on whether it's my lives or other people's lives. Thank you, Mitchell, whatever your second name is, I can't pronounce that. But I did see that as a common theme, not only against my lives and stuff, but quite universal ones as well. So, to all of you that are watching, I do speak a lot with my hands. It just helps me explain it a little bit more. I hope you don't find it too annoying. So, I did want to ask you guys what you thought of this particular opinion, whether you guys agree or not. If you guys do think that most of the fans are pretty much scapegoating those two players in particular. Also, I wanted to ask whether you guys rate Ozil's first performance in last weekend. What you guys thought went down with that. I'm trying to use my hands now as little as possible since you guys are all getting on to me about that. So, my third topic that I wanted to discuss today is what Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang did say after the game. Now, usually I'm really bad with quotes. I do have to write them down sometimes. But this one I really took sort of more in, if you get what I mean. He did say that it feels like we are literally gifting goals to the opposition. Now, when players essentially do say that to the fans, to the other members of the team, there are clearly fundamental issues with the team itself, but also with the coach. Now, you need to think about the fact that the coach is the one instructing the players how to play, ruling basically everything out. So, if the coach himself isn't up to scratch, obviously the players are going to take a toll. It is going to take a toll on the players' performance, on their feelings, and obviously feelings are already really heightened on the match. So again, I definitely do think that the coach is to blame personally. Other players that I do think also need to take a look at themselves and reevaluate almost their sort of being is Sokratis and Luiz. So I think they need to look at themselves just because the fact that they were brought to bring in experience to the squad, they were brought to bring in exposure, something new that we haven't seen. And I definitely do think that the only thing they have managed to bring, I know it's probably really rude, but it is just nervousness, heart attacks, and pretty horrible defending. Let me just put that out there. I mean, I am all one for second chances, third chances, 8 chances, 20, however one you want. But in a game, in a sport that's so competitive, I don't think there's time for any of that. I think you need to just get in there, fully just attack and just show your potential. Because it's not just yourself that you need to wonder about, it's the whole team. You're representing the team, you're representing the fan base. And I definitely do think that we need to take that into account, especially as those two players have been brought in there to bring exposure and to bring all this sort of new energy into the team. I personally haven't felt it. If you guys have felt it, feel free to put it inside the comments. I will not get offended. Everyone's entitled to an opinion. I do just want to see how you guys feel about it. So, oh, I do have a bone to pick with some of you, actually. To be fair, I saw loads of comments about Niles. If anyone is blaming him, you're going to have an issue with me. Purely because he's a winger, so he's forced to play as a defender. And you expect him to stop, I'm not even about to say his name properly, Deulofeu, however bloody hell you pronounce it. But I think that guy has absolutely more pace and more skill than all of our players combined. So the fact that we're putting blame on Niles is honestly, it's crazy. Do you know what I mean? I also read that another fan did mention on Twitter today that Lino and Aubameyang are the only two players who deserve to start for Arsenal, period. So, something that is quite, it's set in stone for that. Yeah, I definitely agree. Niles is one of the best players. Anyways, I do agree. I think they are maybe the strongest players that we have. However, again, moving back onto the chances thing, I think all of the players deserve a chance. So let's just see what happens. I get what is the word I'm looking for? I get accused that I'm really critical of the players, but then again, if you're not critical, then you don't desire the best for the team. And if you don't desire the best for the team, then you're not a loyal fan. That's my opinion. Doesn't mean you guys share it. But that is why I'm perhaps a little bit more critical of the team and of how we play against the field. And that's why I like to give my opinion a little bit more. Feel free to leave all of your opinions down below. I'll definitely get back to you. In terms of questions, I have quite a few. So, Emery is such a sore spot for most of you. So I'm kind of a bit scared to put this question out there. But I do want to ask whether you think we should be a bit more patient as he instills his style of play into the players, or whether you think we should continue sort of effectively just putting the guy down and just ruining his complete bloody tactics or whatever you want to call it. So, that being said, I know I have been quite critical. I do think that we need to be a bit more patient, just see what's going to happen, really. I think that you guys that are all so quick to say, Emery out, Emery this, Emery that, I think hold your horses. Everyone deserves a few chances, let's say that. I do think that he may pull it out of the bag. You never know. So, then I think that's what we need to just take into account. So, with the hate comments, let's just chillax a little bit. You never know who's going to watch. I think we do need to have belief in the guy, and we may be on to seeing better days. So, let's just pray to all of you guys that are religious. So, the top four for Arsenal, that is technically all we are asking from him this season. I hope that it's something that's achievable because we bloody well need it, don't we? So, let's just pray. So, just to sort of not let this whole thing run on for ages. I do want to ask you guys if you have any questions, any thoughts. I do want to hear them, so leave the comments down below. If not, then do not forget to subscribe. All of you guys that have just joined, subscribe, like, comment, share, whatever you guys do with the videos, just continue doing it. You will find a link to my YouTube channel as well in the little description box down below when the video finishes. I am more than happy to interact with as many of you as possible. And do not forget to like and share this video. So on that note, I will talk to you guys again tomorrow, like I said yesterday. And until then, have a really great night, and I will see you guys later.